The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the field.
Hello, hello, hello. I am so happy that you're here with me today, and I am so excited about my guest, Shirley Bilzont. And I am going to pull her up. Hello, Shirley. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and you?
I am doing wonderful. I'm going to take a few minutes and share with our audience a little bit about you.
Okay,
Shirley
no problem.
Shirley Vilsaint, recently located from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She is passionate about elevating others to live out their dreams while helping people achieve financial success. After years of slaving in the workplace, she was working two jobs, making minimum wage, and trying to raise three children on her own. She decided to create a new path to success via entrepreneurship. She is looking to help and mentor the next top five people who's looking for financial freedom. And I'm going to take a few minutes and share your video. So I'm going to pull both of us down and let people hear this little commercial that you have. Okay. So let me pull us down.
Finance a car because of a low credit score? Are the banks charging you high interest rates? Carmel Credit Repair Agency says stop being discriminated against because of your credit score. We can help with the removal of tax liens, bankruptcy, student loans, and other. Finance a car because of a low credit score? Are the banks charging you high interest rates? Carmel Credit Repair Agency says stop being discriminated against because of your credit score. We can help with the removal of tax liens, bankruptcy, student loans, and other.
Hey, I don't know what happened, but anyway, you're going to tell us about Carmel Financial. So
Yeah.
let's start with, first of all, I would like to know, well, first, let's see, we've got someone that has chimed in. Angel Bartlett. Hi, Angel. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And feel free to chime in as we talk about financial literacy. Now, Shirley, I want you to kind of share with us your journey and how it is that you got into doing your own thing. And you said you have three children. And so
Yes.
let's talk, just tell us a little bit more about Shirley. I'm going to give you the floor. I'm going to let you share. All right.
No problem. Thank you so much, Vera, for having me. God bless you, and I appreciate the opportunity for you that that you brought me on and allowing me to share my story and allowing me to, pour into others, and especially on this great platform that you're on. And so my backstory is so hello everybody. My name is Shirley Vilsaint. I am a mother of three children and three amazing children. And just my story is just like any mother out there that is struggling with financial. Well, excuse me, I am so sorry. No. Sorry, excuse me. Let me just cut this off. I apologize. Okay. I don't know what happened there. I guess I was calling somebody and forgot that they were on the line. Apologize. So yeah, so my story is just like any other mother out there, you know, that's struggling, you know, that doesn't have the support that she needs, and that just need a way out, you know, and is looking for a change, is looking for something better than the normal, um, you know, merry-go-round, the normal day-to-day pains that come along with not being able to be there for their children. Especially if you're a single mom, you have three kids, they're all going to three different schools, and you have to make it there to one rehearsal, the other one's graduating, and everybody's time is falling into each other, and it's only you. You know, there's no support. There's no one's going to the school to pick up one, and one has to do without the other. One has to do without the mother because you have to attend, you know, one graduation or one rehearsal. So that's kind of like what my life was, you know, and I wasn't able to get a handle of that. And I was working 9 to 5. It wasn't really paying what I needed, right? I was struggling hard, and I just wanted something different. I started looking online for ways for me to make an income on my own, to work for myself, to have time freedom, to be there for my children, to be there for myself. You know, a lot of times, you know, we want to be there for everybody else, but we don't take time out for ourselves. And I wanted that me time. I felt like I deserved that. You know, I deserved the me time. And so I was looking for a way for me to create that time freedom for myself and my family, and so I went online and started looking, and I saw one lady. She posted something about credit repair, becoming your own boss, and restoring your credit. And at the time, look, at the time, I was running around trying to find a car, right? And I didn't understand why I was being approved. I was getting approved for a car, and I started praying like, God, please help me get a car, right? And I didn't know why. So even though my credit was bad, I know my credit was bad, but I was just hoping that, you know, God's gonna come through, right? So because I was not aware of what how important credit was, how important financial literacy was, and I just didn't know. I just didn't know. And the fact that I found something like this that I was looking for since I was, I guess, maybe about like 19. I was about like 20, 23. I was looking for a system that the banks could offer me to help me stay on track with my bills, to help me stay on track with my finances, because I didn't want to be late. I want to be able to, you know, get a handle on my finances, and I didn't find it until I found this, right? Until I found this that's helping me to put myself in a position to help others and educating myself on the importance of financial literacy. And now I'm able to have the time freedom I want. I'm able to be there for my children. I'm able to, you know, provide for them the way I need to and the way I should. And it's just been a wonderful journey being able to pour into others, you know, build a team and just helping other people get the education they need with financial literacy. It was something that we weren't taught in school, you know.
Right.
So,
All
yeah.
right. So for those who may not understand what financial literacy is, why don't you define financial literacy?
Okay. Financial literacy is where you're going to get the education. So you need the education on how to manage your finances. This is the education that's missing in schools, right? Definitely missing in schools. Not only how to write a check, not only how to pay a bill, but you need to know the game. You need to know the money game. You need to have a system in place to teach you how to play the money game. A lot of people don't understand that there is money is not just for you to buy things. and be happy and merry for just that moment, and then have buyer's remorse. I know I used to have buyer's remorse a lot before I had a handle on my finances, because you buy something and then you're like, oh, why did I buy this? Right? So financial literacy teaches you exactly the steps that you need in order to get your finances in order. How to pay off debt, how to not be in debt, how to get out of debt, and how to keep yourselves and your finances in order. Not only that, protect your children's future, set your children's future, prepare it now, right? Create a will and trust, debt payoff, how to build credit, how to establish credit, how to use credit to gain access to more money. All these things, and it's a whole. Let me tell you, I feel like the amount of education that I have in financial literacy, without going to school for it, just doing this, right? I feel like I had to at least be in school for maybe 4 or 5 years to learn the amount of education you need here, right? You get here, and it's life changing. It's life changing. Yes. So I would encourage anyone that that's in the place that I was in, and struggling about knowing what financial literacy is, how important it is, what credit restoration is, what a will and trust is, and how can you go about getting that? How can you go about setting your family future on the right path? I encourage you to reach out to me. Reach out to me so I can help you.
Yes, and her information is scrolling now. Her phone number, write it down, and her website and her social media pages are all scrolling right now. So feel free to contact her and talk to her about your financial situation and how she may be able to help you in that vein. Now, let's talk about the impact that this has had on your family. And I know you were a single mom, but you're not a single mom anymore. So let's talk about that. And how long have you been married, and what impact has that had on what it is that you're doing? And let's just talk.
Yes, so the married part, I try to like keep that out of social media, because people get very nosy, and they you know so just to protect our privacy, I like to keep that out of social media. But he's an amazing person. Love my kids, love me, and love God too. So
How
yeah,
could you lose? I mean, a man that loves God, a man that loves
yeah,
your children, and a man that loves you, not necessarily
yeah,
in that order, but you couldn't ask for anything better. And to have someone
right.
that's encouraging and supportive of what it is that you're doing, that is wonderful. So let's talk
Mm.
about your children. You said, I have wonderful kids. So let's talk about your kids, and how has this business enhanced your relationship with your children, and also enhanced the family dynamics?
Yes. So first, with them being amazing kids, I'm telling you, like here in my home, it's like if you ever watch a comedy show, these kids are hilarious. Okay, it's like I have a friend that says, "I love coming to your house. Your kids are hilarious. They're so funny." So, they keep me laughing. Just the fact that I'm able to be home with them, and I'm able to see them grow, and I'm able to not miss out on things. Just the little things that matters. They love the fact that they could see mom, from the time they wake up, and from the time they come home from school to the time they go to sleep, mom's here, right? And if the school calls me, I can drop at a dime and go to them, and I don't have to ask for permission to go to my kids, to get to my kids' side and everything. So I remember before I got started building my business about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, before I got started, um, my youngest, she's 12 now. She was um, having an episode in school. Her for like her seizures. She has seizures, and I was working at a call center, and the the supervisor, she held the phone when the school called. She held the phone for almost an hour after the school called and said, your daughter's having an episode. She threw up. She's not conscious right now. She's not responsive, and we're taking her to the hospital. Right? That's what the school said
And
to the
you
job.
wait, let me restate what I think I heard you say.
Hmm.
Your supervisor held
Yeah.
that information from you for
Yes.
an hour?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yes, held that information from me for a whole hour, waited for me to finish my shift, my call, my last call in order before she gave me the call. Before she said anything, I just happened to turn around while I was on the phone and I noticed she was standing there and I'm like, yes. And she said, well, I have some bad news. The school called and said, and I was like, how long ago was this? And she said, oh, it's been a little bit. It's been almost an hour. I said, an hour? The customer was on the phone. I forgot the customer was on the phone, dropped the phone, grabbed my purse, head to the locker room, grabbed my keys, and I darted to the car. I didn't care who was in my way or whatever. By the time I made it to the school, they had already transported my daughter to the hospital. So I had to drive back home, get my other two kids, rush to the hospital, and the hospital wasn't even in the same town.
Oh
So I
my
had to drive
goodness.
a whole nother hour to the hospital. And then when I got there, my daughter was at the hospital for at least 3.5 hours by herself, by herself. And that broke me. That broke me.
It breaks me to hear you even say. I mean, I'm on the brink of tears thinking about the fact that your
Yeah,
daughter was
yeah.
in the hospital by herself
By herself.
because a supervisor refused to tell you because she
Right.
was more concerned with the bottom line than she was your welfare and your children.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And unfortunately, this is what a lot of mothers go through. A lot, even fathers, this is what a lot of families go through. You have someone that is in control of your time. They're in control of your paycheck. They're in control of, 75 to 80% of what happens in your life because of the fact that you have to clock in. You're dedicated to this time, right? So I had one time she told me my daughter again she had to go to the hospital and I had the doctor's appointment. I did submit the time. I needed that day off. She never agreed to that day, and she said to me either you stay and keep your job or you leave and don't have a job. Guess what I did? I left, right? And still came back the next day. Did what I guess she wrote me up and everything, but you know what? I had to do what I had to do. But when you're dedicated to building, helping someone else build their future, helping a company to build their legacy, you're missing out on you building your legacy. And when you work for your last name, you working and you building your last name. That's something big, and you're not going to find a job that's going to give you the opportunity to do that. You have to step
Mhm.
out of that never ending infinity loop that keeps you trapped in. You have to step out and say, you know what, I have to own my time. I deserve it. And so this is how this me being my own boss have impacted my family, being able to be there for them being happy, seeing them, run around, seeing the little things, learning my kids. Because sometimes you could be at work, you're working two jobs, and you barely get to see your kids. They're raising themselves. They're raising
Yes.
each other,
Yes.
right? The school's
Yes.
raising them, other family members raising them. Everybody's giving them a different way to live, a different structure without you being there. They're your kids, but they're not getting the conditioning that they need. And because of that, the kids sometimes they're confused. And
Yes.
so they need you. And this is what I have created for me and my family.
That is so wonderful. So, what I'd
Mhm.
like for you to do is take a few minutes and just give some nuggets of what people might be able to do that's going to help them with their finances. What are some things they need to look at? What are some things they may need to assess? And of course, we want you to contact Shirley so that she can steer you in the right direction. So, if you could give us some nuggets, some feedback on some ideas of things that how would a person start?
Okay. First, to get an understanding of your finances, you need to start with looking at your income, looking at exactly what you have going out, and setting yourself up a budget, right? You want to go ahead and start setting up a budget. Look, collect the receipts, collect all your receipts. See what your habits are. Look at your daily habits. Is there something that you can do without? Right? Look at your day, the healthy habits and the habits that you know is putting you under. You coming in under every every month, right? You want to come in what I mean, you don't want to come in over, like say you don't want to spend more than what you have coming in. You want to be able to come under budget. Is what I mean to say, right? So every month, look at what you're spending. Start by doing that, and then once you're done with that, look at your credit report, right? Look at your debt. See what it is that you have. There's bad debt and there's good debt. The good debt are all the things that are reporting positive on your credit, that are helping your credit build. Those are the things that you're on time with, that is, giving a positive score towards your credit. And then you have those collections that are reporting on your credit. And sometimes it could be things on your credit that you don't even know is on there because other people are using your identity. They're using your information to do things, and you don't even know that that's there, right? So you want to go ahead and pull your credit, right? Pull your credit on any of the free sites, or and look at that, or contact me, and then I'll show you exactly how to get your credit pulled, right, for free and no charge. Pull your credit so you can see exactly what's on there, right? Now we have somewhere to start, right? And always, always, always. I remember one young lady told me. She said, "Shirley, you need to learn how to pay yourself. When you learn how to pay yourself, it's gonna be a world a whirlwind for you with your finances." So I'm like, "How's that? I buy everything. I do this. I do that. I do my hair, my nails." It's like, no. You need to set a budget for yourself. You work. You need to pay yourself, right? So you need to pay yourself. Set up the amount of money that you're going to pay yourself, and then divide your bills up. And I would advise anybody, tithing works.
Yeah, yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
does.
does. And I know for a fact when I tithe, things are much smoother,
Yes,
and when I don't tithe, I am struggling, struggling,
yes,
struggling. And
yes.
and so and I recognize that it is very important,
Hmm.
um very important, and it's something I've kind of slacked on it, but and it's to my detriment
It's
that
okay.
I but the truth is the truth. So I know
Yeah.
that that's one of the things that God provides for you when you
Hmm.
give back to him. And so tithing is very important. Now, when you
Tithing.
said give back to yourself, is that putting money in a savings, or is that just setting aside money for you to do special little things that you want to do for yourself?
Right. So it's both. So it's both. I would say start with paying yourself for, what it is that you need to do for your me time. Remember when we first started the call, it's like, look, you need your me time. So, as any human being, it's not just a woman, not just a man, but anyone, you need
Mm-hmm.
your me time. You deserve your me time. So plan for your me time. Even if it's $10 out of your paycheck, $20 out of your paycheck, and plan for it. Purposely plan for it. And what are you going to do with it? How much time, how much you want it to be, pay yourself. And that's aside. That's not for the kids, that's not for the bills. That's not for vacation. That's not for hair. That's not for nails. It's not for gas. It's for you. So what I mean by that is whatever dream, whatever goal, whatever it is that you've been planning on, this is going to be for that, right? This is going to be for you. Pamper yourself, right? So you want to save that, put a time frame on it, right? And not only that, now you need to also pay yourself on what it is that you need personally, right? So a lot of people say, well, if I'm putting money aside for my me time, why would I need to put money aside for me personally? So your personal hygienes, your personal things, right? Your own personal things, your hair, your this, your shoes, your clothes. You need a spending account, okay?
Okay. And bottom line, you need a spending account.
You need
Now
a
let
spending
me
account.
okay, so let's kind of look at the difference. Now, the pay yourself in your for your me time, that's putting aside money for your dreams and your goals and your aspirations, your business or whatever it is that you are pursuing.
Yes,
And
yes,
then you're talking pay yourself for personal. And
yes,
that is like the personal things like the nails, like
yes,
the pedicures, like
yes.
okay.
Yes, yes, that's it. That's a lot of people say, well, if you say my me time and this, no, your me, we need to, let's do something different because our me time, we're always doing, the regular stuff like makeup, spa, this, that, and okay, great, let's do that. But your me time, what you deserve, is setting yourself up to level up, to win, to gain power, your buying power, to build your empire is what I mean, right? So that's your me money right there,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that's the advice I would give.
Okay. Now, for someone, let's say someone, they're hearing this and they're thinking, I barely have enough money to eat, to survive. And you're talking about me time and you're talking about setting aside for personal. How can I do that when I am robbing Peter to pay Paul? How do I do that?
Okay, so that is a great question because I used to be like that.
So, what did
You
you
know,
do?
So what I did was when I first started understanding my finances, especially, I made sure that um, I didn't let my daily habits overpower what what I needed to do, my most important things that I needed to do, which is yes, making sure that my family have the things that they need, making sure that I pay my bills on time, making sure that I understand what paying my bills on time means. So a lot of people think paying my bills on time mean I have to pay, I'm gonna pay it on the day. Like my bill is due today, it's gonna get paid today. Nope, you're not getting it a day early. Right. It's gonna get paid today. But no, what I mean by paying it on time is if your bill, even if it's rent, light bill, water, if it's, phone bill, internet, whatever it is, you want to pick. If you get paid on Friday and your bill isn't due until Monday, pay it Friday. Pay it Friday. Pay it Friday. Reason why you want to pay it Friday is because the longer that money, especially, oh Jesus, I remember me. Especially if you have a spending issue, okay? You want to go ahead and get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. If you get paid Friday, if you get paid Thursday, if you get paid Wednesday, please go ahead and pay that. Pay that bill. Now, if you have a credit card, right? If you have a credit card and you don't want to use one credit card to pay the other credit card, and you putting yourself in a hole, and you're wondering like, man, am I ever gonna stop doing this? And they don't want you to do that. Excuse me. I'm gonna put y'all in the room, and I'm gonna lock the door. Yeah, I don't want that, right? Okay. They're just having fun right now watching TV, but I'm on the call. Can y'all please give me the time? Thank you. All right, so
And it's
yeah,
okay
so
that you do that. You got to give them that
yeah,
attention and let them know what you need. So
yes. So what sorry about that, you guys.
that's okay.
Yeah. So what you need to do, well, what I suggest, and I don't say what you need to do, 'cause we all grown here. So what I would suggest is paying that bill before the due date. That way you're always on time. The credit card now, if you have, let's just say for instance, you have a $4,000 credit card spending limit. There's a spending limit of 400. I want to say $4,000 on there. Let's say that, right? And you're like, this is my money. And I go swipe. No. So what we're going to do is we're going to use 20% or less. I know it's about the 30% or less, but if you use 30% of that spending limit, 30% of that spending limit on that credit card, imagine if the banks change the interest rate, they update their laws, right? Now I'm gonna give you an example in a minute.
Before
Now,
you do, let me
yeah,
acknowledge
mhm,
Tiffany. Hello, Tiffany. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And I hope that you gleaned something from this. She's got
yes.
some powerful things that she's saying here. So thank you for listening.
Hey Tiffany, thank you. Yeah, so if you have a credit card, right? If it's $4,000 on there, you want to spend only the 20%. Now, remember, 20% is only what you're allowed, right? That's your money. 20% is your money. Now, when you spend the 20%, you could split up that payment into two payments. You wanna wait 1 week after after whatever purchases you made, right? You want to wait 1 week, make half of that payment, wait 4 to 5 days before the bill is due, before the due date. Okay, 5 days, 4 or 5 days, and pay that. So now instead of it coming up as one positive payment, it's going to come up as two positive payments. And each
Okay.
positive payment you make on your credit card is between 50 to 100 points.
What?
Yes. So you need 4 months of consistently doing the same thing in order for you to see that spike in your credit score. Now that's how the algorithm works. They need to see a consistent. Yeah, you could do it this month and then see, 2 or 3 points. You could do it next month, see a 2 or 3 points. But if they see a consistent pattern, now your credit score is gonna go up.
Okay,
Now
so
that's a little thing.
let's repeat what you just said. So if you have a
Mm-hmm.
credit card, after
Mm-hmm.
you make the purchase, pay half of it within that week. And
Mm-hmm.
then
No,
before a
within
week
like
after
you want to
you
wait a week.
purchase,
Yeah.
a week
Mm-hmm.
after you purchase.
Yeah.
And then before the bill is due, make
Mm-hmm.
that other payment. And if
Mm-hmm.
you do that 6 times,
Yeah, well, you four to six times. You want to do that at least so that's 4 to 6 times. This is something you want to stick to. You want to keep that going. This is consistent work in order for you to see a spike in your credit score. So if you want to do this 4 months straight to see a spike, do that, and your credit score Trust me, you're gonna love me for it. You're gonna send me a message and say, "Hi, girl, you my girl."
So that's a
Okay.
great nugget. I'm going to put it in the chat so that people will be able to see it even after our show.
Yes. Yes.
So to get an increase,
I will. I'm going to send that to you. I'm going to, as I sent that to um to a customer of mine. I just cut my phone off. I sent that to a customer of mine earlier, and he was like, please just send it to me. So I send it to him, and I'll copy and paste and send that to you. Okay.
okay. All right.
Yes, no
Awesome.
problem. And yes. So what another thing when I was talking about if the banks changed their laws. So during the pandemic, the banks they cut your spending limit in half. Everyone had a major credit card, their spending limit was cut in half,
Oh my.
right? So everyone
And
had,
that was across the board.
that was across the board. And everyone who was using 30% of their credit card, they were spending 30% of their credit card spending limit now was over. Hi Lorraine,
Lenora Barnes.
Lenora.
Hi. Thank you
Hi.
for being here.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so everyone who was spending more than that 30% or that 30% directly on the head now was over the spending limit. And I had a lot of customers call me and say, um, Miss Shirley, I don't know what happened, but my credit score was at a 750 and now it's at a 4. What happened? My credit score was at a 600 and now it's at a, what happened? And I said, okay, what did you do different? Right? So we're going through, and then, now becomes that one question. Did the bank cut your spending limit in half on your credit card? Yes. Now, did you spend more than the 30%? Yes. Or were you at 30% when they did that? Yes. So now that's it right there. And now, are you going over the spending limit, right? And not only that, are you maxing out that credit card? If you're maxing out that credit card, you're doing yourself a big, big no. Okay, like this is not right. Okay, all right, you're doing yourself a harm. Like, so what you want to do is make sure that you're not maxing out that credit card. Now, if you use that credit card and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to use that 4,000 and I'm gonna hurry up because I know I get paid. I'm gonna make that payment. I'm gonna do exactly what Shirley say. I'm gonna make that 2,000, and I'm gonna go ahead and make the other two, and I'm gonna be good before the bill is due. Nope, you messing up. So we're not doing that.
Let's get some of the comments. Tiffany says, that sure happened to me. The CC limit was cut, and so balance reported over the limit. And then she
Wow.
says, if I was only at 30% of limit or lower, that would not have happened.
So Tiffany, even if you were at 30%, and they cut your spending limit in half, it would have affected your credit score. So our goal is to stay 20%, right? Yes, so lower. Yes, so 20% or less than 20%,
So
right? So if you were at
20% of whatever the balance, whatever your credit limit is, do
mm-hmm,
not exceed 20%
20%. Mm-hmm.
of that credit limit.
So basically, what that does is it shows the banks that you're not desperate, right? You're not desperate, and you understand the money game. The money game is that you want to use money to give you access to more money. And how do you do that? By leveraging your credit cards. Your credit cards is where you're going to show them that you know how to use money. You know how to play the game, right? So make the purchase, pay it on time twice, right? Get that uh, uh, um, uh, get that score up, and not only that, don't let any of your credit cards close. Don't let any of them close. All the credit cards that you have, any line of credit that you have, is a positive line of credit, right? You have a line of credit that's positive. You're making payments. You don't want it to close. Even if you have a card, you're like, man, I'm scared to use this thing. Every time I use it, there's some problem. Yes, some problem because you go in the store for milk and you come out with a whole quart of stuff.
Let's tell it like it is. And see, with me now, Tiffany also says this is very valuable information. Yes, it
Yeah,
is. And see,
yeah,
I don't like to shop. I don't like to shop. So this is helpful to me in terms of the other things that you're saying, because this is going to help me. It's going to help me as well. I
yeah.
appreciate this speech. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you brought me on. I'm glad I'm here too. I'm glad I'm here too. This was great. This is so great. These are the things that I feel that schools should definitely add to teaching children, because this is something that they're going to need. Now, we do have a YFL program that's going on right now. It's a YFL scholarship program. It's going on. It's a contest, actually. Parents can sign up their children for the scholarship contest. All they have to do is log in, get signed up. Once they get signed up, they have to do the come on, Shay, find a word. They have to do an essay. They have to write an essay. The best essay, right? They pick you with the best essay. You get to win a scholarship to go to school. Your children, for the children that are
To go to
coming out of high
school.
school,
Okay, to
college.
go any college, or is it a specific
Yeah.
college?
No, it's any college. That's your money. That's your
Okay, well,
money.
okay, so let's back up. This
Hmm.
scholarship is being provided by your company,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
they can go to school to learn about financial literacy or whatever it is that they're going to school to pursue, whatever dreams that they're going to pursue. But this teaches them exactly how the system works, the money works. They teaches them exactly how the money works. Not only that, it's the YSL program. You can bring it into your home, teach your children from the age of 2 all the way to 12, and exactly the importance of financial literacy, where they
yes,
don't have to, you don't have to depend on the school to teach you that, because what we're doing here is to make sure that we cut the financial debt curve that is going on. How when you get out of college you're in debt. Why? Right? Why are we in debt? Like, that debt thing this is their money system, right? This is their cash cow,
yeah,
right?
yes,
And
yes,
so, yeah, so you, when you're in college and they're telling you, get this credit card, get that credit card, because they know, a lot of the kids, they want to keep up with their friends, they want to keep up with the latest tips and the latest styles and the latest this and that. And then, most of some of them are struggling with trying to, feed themselves and things like that. So guess what? Let's just get you to using your credit that you have. And because you don't know how to use it, we've never taught you how to use it, and we're not going to teach you how to use it. Guess what? You're going to mess up. And this is where the high interest rates is going to hit in. This is where we're going to be able to make our money. Oh, yeah, here's the money. So students thinking it's free money, and
right.
they're just using it
Now,
and the wrong way.
now let's be honest and let's be clear. There are
Yeah.
some communities and some
Hmm.
schools that
Hmm.
do teach financial literacy. They just
Yeah.
don't happen to be in our communities. Now, I want to ask you about the scholarship. I want to come back to that because I want to be clear. Now, is this scholarship is for what length of time?
So it's going to end this February. I'll send you the date. It's February 14 or 15. The contest is going to end, and they're going to do another uh the contest. They're gonna announce the winners. I think in August. They're gonna announce the winners. So we're gonna have an event, and we're gonna announce the winners for the scholarship.
Okay,
Then,
now,
yeah,
and we might want to consider having those winners come on and talk about themselves. We might want to
yes,
do that. Now,
yes.
is this a scholarship? Is it a full ride scholarship, or is it for a year or?
So it's a certain amount of money that per child, like each winner would get, and I think they pick between 3 to 5 winners, maybe six, right? So you can win up to $30,000,
Wow.
$60,000. So last year alone, our company gave away $600,000 in scholarship funding for
Oh
students
my.
who are going to college.
Do you hear this, people? There's money out here for your children for college.
Yes, yes,
So is that a part of what we are scrolling here? They can get that information.
yes,
You need to be in touch with Shirley. That- that's the bottom line. You need to be in
yes,
touch with her so that
yes,
your children can take advantage of this scholarship program. Now, the
yes,
caveat with that is you're also learning financial literacy. So you
yes,
must go through that process as well, along with that scholarship money. And again, the scholarship money is for any school that you choose or that accepts you.
right,
Now, this is phenomenal. I mean,
yes,
absolutely phenomenal. And
yes.
it's is it specifically and only for high school students?
The scholarship, yes. So it's for children that are graduating from college. I'm graduating from high school, going into college. Now, if you are already in college, you can still win the scholarship, but it also do depend on how dedicated are you to doing your essay and also the program. So
Okay. Well, we want to look at having those winners come on
yeah,
and talk about how financial literacy has impacted on their lives and
yeah,
how, as college students, are they going to be
hmm,
different because of what they
yeah,
learned.
yes, yes,
Okay. I'm sorry.
yes,
I get a
yes. I
little
cannot wait.
excited.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm excited. I mean, I know I'm not, it's not showing, but you can see it on my cheeks hurt, But yeah, no, it's an amazing it's an amazing program. And what we're making sure is that, people become aware of what's available to them. I'm imagining myself like back then, how I didn't know this existed and how much I struggled, how painful it was, how embarrassing it was to me, and I was ashamed to talk to people. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I used to go to food banks and try to feed my kids because I was always overspending, but I didn't have enough, right? And so um it was just horrible. And then the people that's at the food bank would mistreat you. They would talk to you any type of way, and I'm like, oh, like, I know not everywhere is like that, but I just didn't want to be in that situation anymore. I didn't want
Yes.
I didn't want to feel like like a burden to anyone. I didn't want to feel like I'm you know taking, like, I was feeling like I'm taking something that's not mine, right? Because I'm like, Charlie, you could do this if we just buckle down and stop lunging money that's not yours, right? So I used to tell myself these little things, and now that I'm, actually taking action, and a lot of people, they say the things that they want, they talk about the things that they want, they dream about the things that they want, but all it's going to take is that one action, right? And then just cutting out that one thing or that two things that's going to take you to where you need to be. Just cutting it out. That coffee you get from Starbucks, maybe that pack of cigarettes you can't let go of. I don't know, something, paint your nails instead of, paying, so much, for that, cut it out for a few months and see how much money you save, just do that, and see if that's going to take you to where you need to be, Um, man, I could share forever, but, I know
Well, we
we'll have a
still got
limited
10
amount of
minutes.
time.
We still have 10 minutes, so keep
Right.
sharing.
Right. And it's just amazing that, I'm able to help so many people. I and the smile that they get on their face when they're telling me, Shirley, look, my credit score went up this, my credit score is that. You know what happened to me? I was able to walk into the dealership and they treated me like I was royalty. Well, I got champagne and I got this. I was like, but you got a credit score? Yeah, I was telling them what I wanted, and I was like, oh my gosh, you
So,
know,
so let me
yeah.
ask you this: in terms of time frame for
Mhm.
one getting their, say, someone's score is fair, like
Mhm.
600. So, how long does it usually take to get it up to like the 700s or the 800s?
So so because of the law, we can't tell someone or anyone this is the amount of time that it's going to take. We can tell you because of the fact that we leverage the law, right? Everyone's credit score is different. It's all about how much action you're willing to take, right? It's all about how much time you're willing to dedicate to making sure your credit is where it needs to be. And are you willing to do the steps? Are you not afraid to do the steps? Because a lot of people think that, the credit bureaus, they're government entities, they have some kind of government connection, and they're not connected to the government no way, no how, no shape, no form. And they're just companies that are there to make sure that they get paid off of your downfall, off of your mistake, because they get paid each time a collection is being reported on your credit report. And all you have to do is dispute it. It's kind of like somebody telling a lie on you, and then you say, no, you lied, right? Or somebody, even, yeah, okay, yeah, it's your bill, right? But are you going to pay that $5,000, or are you going to, do the steps to get that removed and move on with your life, right? Because if they sold that debt, it's no longer your debt, right? Because you didn't sign. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So my question is, if you decide
Mhm.
to not, um, you decide you're going to just not pay the debt, like what you were saying. Well, you weren't saying, you were saying that,
So what
go
what I'm
ahead.
saying exactly is, so if you have a debt, right, with a company, and they sold the debt, basically reporting it to your credit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And there's another company's name collecting the debt from you,
Mm-hmm.
and they're saying CR whatever, or Credence, or whatever the company name, Advance, some whatever is
Mm-hmm.
collection reporting, is attempting
Mm-hmm.
to collect said debt, for said amount on behalf of blah 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 blah.
Right.
I'm doing any business with you. Yeah.
But how does that impact if you if you say, okay, I didn't do this, was not your debt, and it's been passed on to them, and because it's passed on to them, you're saying that you don't have to, you're not
No,
obligated, and if you're
no.
not obligated, how does that impact on your credit report?
Okay, it's still gonna show as a negative on your credit report. Excuse me. Because understand that it's their right as well to report the debt, and they're going to do it, right? They're going to do it. They're letting everybody know, don't loan your money because you owe them money, and if they didn't pay me, they're not gonna pay you, right? And that's not the case. People make mistakes, and and people change, people learn, right? So you're learning as you go things that you weren't taught, right? You're learning what you weren't taught, and you made a mistake because you weren't taught about this, right? So now you can dispute it. How you're going to dispute it is connecting with someone like myself. Now, with this being on your credit, it can cause you at least 100. 150 points by it being reporting on your credit score, on your credit report, right? Now your credit score might go down or stay down or be crippled by the debt until you decide to dispute it. It is your right to dispute it. You're not doing anything wrong. It's your right. It's by law. It's your right. You have the right. If you look up any credit, uh, if you go on the Experian website or anything, and you look at the question, is disputing a debt wrong? No, it's not wrong. It is in your right to do so. You have the right to do so.
So if you dispute the debt,
Hmm.
does disputing the debt increase or help to increase your credit score?
The disputing itself don't like the process itself. It doesn't automatically raise your score because you're disputing it. There's a process we have to go through. And the process, first step is finding out exactly what's on your credit. We're going to go ahead and do the paperwork, get that sent out. Now, if the company, the credit bureaus doesn't respond in time, by law, they have 45 days to respond to you. If they don't respond in time, we have the correct forms to send out and make sure that these things that needs to be removed and the right response, the way that we need to verbalize, talk to them, send out the right forms in order for them to not only remove and respond to you in a timely fashion. So yeah.
Okay. Now
Mhm.
there are other entities, like for example, Lexington
Mhm.
Law. And they're okay. I saw that look. Okay. So I guess my question is, how does that compare with what it is that you do?
There's no comparison. That I don't think that company can hold a candle to this.
Okay.
Like,
All
yeah.
right.
So,
All right. And they are so um relentless in pursuit of
mhm,
people. I mean,
yeah,
relentless.
yeah, I
And
know.
and so
I know.
okay, so
Let,
audience,
let me,
do not go to Lexington Law.
I, I,
Go
I didn't
to
say
Shirley.
it. I
No,
didn't.
I
I
know you
didn't.
didn't say it. I'm saying it. I'm
I'm
saying
gonna
it.
give you my background with Lexington Law. Okay, this is
Okay.
my testimony. I was a client with Lexington Law. I was a client with them for a year, and nothing came off my credit report. I was paying $147 a month for my credit repair, and nothing. I didn't get a response. I didn't get when I called. It was forever before somebody got on the phone with me, and I was always feeling like I was being rushed, off the phone. It was never a straight answer. And after a year, I was like, "Look, I just gave y'all more than I no. I'm at the time I didn't know I wasn't educated about credit, right? So I felt like the amount of money I paid y'all, I could have just put that, paid the debt, and got myself right. But that was paying the debt or paying a credit card that was already sold and closed off my credit report wasn't going to help my credit score go up. It was still going to be on there, right? But I didn't know that then. But I just felt so hurt because I've spent so much money letting these people, allowing these people fill my head up with so much stuff and nothing happened. I
Right.
was so hurt. So I said, I need to do something. And this is
Okay.
this.
We are almost out of time. So I'm going to give you the last word. And I'd like
Hmm.
for you to, what is it that's pressing that you want our audience to know?
Okay, two things. Um, this is the year to repair your credit. Don't waste any more time. You have more power than you think. Okay, you are empowered. You are empowered, okay, of what happens to you and your finances. Take action now, right? I'm not saying this because I need my fountain to blow up out of control, even though that'd be nice, right about now. But what I'm saying to you is, it is important that you take action and repair your credit. Using credit to give you access to more money is the best thing that you can do for yourself. A lot of people don't want to use credit because they don't know, they're not educated about credit, right? So they want to use only cash, cash, cash. Cash will leave you in the same situation you were in last year, the year before, and the year before, and the year before that. You want to now leverage credit, use the game, play the money game, learn the money game, use it to your advantage. Okay. So contact me 910-541-3880. That's my number right there. Click on my link, the customer link. Go ahead and look at my website. Click on home. Click on the three little lines at the top, the menu tab. Click on it. See. Go ahead and look through my website. See exactly what's available to you. If I so far look like somebody that you would love to help you, give you all the information, guide you, and help you get your credit score to where you need to be, to where you need it to be, contact me. All right, let's get you going. Now, we're also offering a partnership opportunity where you get to become a business partner and also do the same thing that I'm doing, empowering anyone, people around you and others, helping them leverage their credit, showing them what you've learned and what I've taught you. Now, okay, so we can go ahead and move forward, level up this year. You guys, it's been great. Thank you so much, Queen.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
Queen.
You were awesome. Thank you so much. And you gave us a wealth of information, and we have gone over time. So if I'm going to pull you down, and then just don't leave yet, though, okay? All right. Thank you again. Listen, audience, if you really got something out of this, then please share this video with your friends and your families. And I am looking forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk